Story time. Somewhere in the world one day, there lived two frogs. The two frogs lived like brother and a sister. They worked together. They took good care of each other. One day, the two frogs were going on an adventure in the countryside. And as they were going through a farm, they realized a bucket of milk that had been left on the ground. The two frogs approached the bucket, and as always, they were curious to know what the bucket contained. And so the two frogs jumped inside. Once they were inside, they realized that the bucket contained some milk. And as it is, frogs don't take milk. So the milk was not of help to them. And now, when they were there inside, they were to look for a way of getting out of the bucket. But now they couldn't, because remember, because the bucket contained the milk, then the sides of the bucket were so slippery. So the only option that they had was to swim inside the bucket and watch and wait if they would find somebody to help them. And so they swam, and the sun went by. One of the frog said to his friend, "Oh, brother frog, we are not gonna make it. No one will come save us. We will die." The other frog said, "Oh, we are going to make it. We will not die. At some point, somebody will come save us." And so they continued swimming inside the milk. The day ended, and a new day began. One of the frogs said, "Brother frog, I can't do this anymore. We are all going to die. Why waste our time? I can't do this anymore." The frog gave up and died. So he left his friend. His friend was in tears. He was so bitter on seeing what his friend has done, and now his friend was dead. He was normal. So he continued swimming, and later he realized that the milk had turned into the butter due to the impact that he had. So the milk turned into butter, and so he was able to jump outside the bucket easily, because once the milk turned into the butter, then it solidifies, and so he jumped outside. So the frog married another frog. Together they had children, and the children were named after his friend, who died on the same day, on the day that they were swimming inside the milk. The moral lesson of this story is that, number one, if you give up in life, you die. In life, there is no option of giving up, no matter whichever station that you are in now. You should never ever give up. Never ever give up. You might think that you have had worse experiences in your life. You might think that what you are going through now is worse. But wait until you hear somebody else's experience. Wait until you watch or you hear other people's stories. Like one day, I had somebody who was in the hospital. We had gone through so many surgeries, and we went to visit him as a family. So when we went there, I think, can you imagine somebody who has undergone 4 to 5 surgeries? How would you be looking like, you know? And so we went into the hospital. On the visiting day, I went into the ward. When I went inside the ward, I would see, okay, our patient has undergone some number of surgeries, but she's well off. If you look at other patients at what they are going through, then you see, I think our patient was far off, was better. And that's how life is. Right now, you might feel that you are going through tough situations. You might feel like nobody loves you. You might feel that you are neglected. But mind you, and there's somebody else who wishes that you would be in the same spot as you are. So don't give up in life. Don't give up in life. Continue working hard. Continue looking for more ways to better yourself. Don't give up in life. Don't give up in life. Number two, the most one of number two, before you're doing something, it's always good to look into. It's always good to think through before doing something. These two frogs, they had so many options that they would use to see what was inside the bucket. Maybe they would have jumped. They would have jumped on top of a branch or a log, that was somewhere high. And then from there they would observe the bucket inside, what it had. But they never did that. The only idea that they had was to see inside the bucket, and so they all jumped inside. They would have even, they had so many options at their disposal, but they never used them. They never thought twice. They just jumped into doing something. So before doing something, it's always good to think through it. Okay, you have an idea. You have an idea of you want to start a small business. Don't just jump into doing the business. First of all, you have to think through your idea, do an extensive research. Write a business plan, have some winning points, look at how the market is before you start doing a business. For example, if you want to sell some boiled eggs, you have the idea of selling boiled eggs. First of all, you have to think through. You have to think through that idea. Okay, I want to do some boiled eggs. Okay, so this is my plan. This is where I'm going to get the eggs. This is what I will do. You have point A, B, C, D. You think through your idea, and at the end of it all, you have a solid plan. Then you implement. Don't just jump direct into what you want to do. Think through it. Think through your idea. Okay, this is what I want to do in life. Then you think this thing will do. You think through your life. Don't just jump. Don't jump into things. Think through. Yeah. So for us who are watching, if you happen to watch this video, don't be like the frog. Don't just do things because they are being done. Do things in a different way. Remember, 7 plus 3 is equals to 10. So is 6 plus 4 is equals to 10. So is 5 plus 5. So is 7 plus, so is 8 plus 2 is equals to 10. Do things in a different way so that you can get the best outcome. And always grow yourself. When you wake up in the morning, make sure that the day ends when you are a different person. So that's it for today. Hope you like this video. Hope you subscribe to this channel. We are 21. If we get to 30, that will be a good number. Yeah, and from now henceforth, I'll be doing this kind of videos on daily basis. I'll try my level best on daily basis. Yeah, so that's it for today. See you later.